It's just part of what's expected to be a record-setting year of 15,000 retail store closures.
Imagine waking up tomorrow and finding your local Walmart boarded up, your pharmacy gone, and the mall that once buzzed with life standing silent like a graveyard. America's retail heart is collapsing in front of our eyes. The giants we thought were too big to fail, Macy's, CVS, Walgreens, even Walmart, are bleeding cash, shutting doors, and leaving communities to crumble. What's happening is not just business. It's the end of an era, a slow-motion collapse of the very stores that defined daily life for millions. But the real question is, which retailer will be the next to fall? Stay with us until the end, because the answer will shock you. And before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button, because what we're about to reveal is just the beginning of America's retail apocalypse. The collapse of American retail is one of the most dramatic shifts in the nation's economic story. It is not happening quietly. It's unfolding in plain sight. Storefronts that once glowed with neon signs and holiday decorations now sit dark and abandoned. Parking lots that were once full of shoppers' cars are now cracked and empty. This crisis is bigger than just shopping. It is reshaping communities, destroying jobs, and rewriting the way Americans live. Take J.C. Penney, for example. Once a cornerstone of malls across the United States, J.C. Penney was the store that anchored entire shopping centers. Families trusted it for affordable clothing, holiday gifts, and back-to-school essentials. But years of poor management, growing debt, and failure to adapt to online shopping turned this household name into a sinking ship. Its bankruptcy was not just the fall of one company. It created ripple effects. When J.C. Penney shuts down in a mall, the smaller stores around it lose traffic, food courts empty out, and within months, the entire mall begins to wither away. J.C. Penney's story is the story of America's dying malls. Advance Auto Parts was supposed to be safe. With thousands of cars on the road needing repairs and replacements, the market should have guaranteed steady profits. But the company made risky decisions, piled up debt, and failed to adjust to new competitors in both online and physical markets. Instead of thriving, Advance Auto Parts is struggling, closing stores and laying off workers. It shows that even in industries where demand is constant, poor financial management and rising competition can still bring giants to their knees. Kohl's is another reminder of how quickly public trust can vanish. For years, it held a unique spot as an affordable department store with regular discounts. But in trying to reinvent itself, Kohl's lost its identity. Customers no longer saw it as the budget-friendly place it once was. Sales began to shrink, debt grew, and the company now finds itself fighting for survival. What's frightening is that Kohl's was seen as a middle-class staple. Yet even this middle ground is collapsing, leaving fewer choices for everyday families. Macy's collapse is perhaps the most symbolic. Macy's was never just a store. It was culture. Its parades became a national tradition. Its flagship stores were landmarks, and shopping at Macy's was a generational experience. But behind the glittering displays, Macy's faced a brutal reality. Fewer people visit malls. Online shopping keeps growing, and its debts are suffocating. Macy's has announced the closure of hundreds of stores, including those that have been community cornerstones for decades. When Macy's shutters, it feels like a piece of American history disappearing forever. Even pharmacies, the most trusted part of local neighborhoods, are in crisis. CVS and Walgreens were once considered untouchable. They weren't just stores. They were lifelines. People relied on them for medicines, healthcare products, and even quick groceries. But now both giants are buried under crushing debt. Walgreens owes billions and is closing hundreds of stores. CVS carries even heavier debt, tens of billions, and is also reducing its footprint. For communities, this means traveling farther for prescriptions, longer waits, and in some rural towns, no pharmacy at all. The collapse of these companies is not just about economics. It directly affects health and survival. Then there's Big Lots, which once offered bargains for families who needed them most. In an age of inflation and rising costs, discount stores should be thriving. But Big Lots has been battered by shrinking customer bases, declining sales, and rising expenses. Instead of helping families survive hard times, it is now abandoning hundreds of communities. The people most affected are working-class households who relied on Big Lots for affordable essentials. The irony is painful. When times are toughest, even discount chains can't survive. Forever 21 tells another side of the story. Once the go-to store for teenagers and young adults chasing trends, Forever 21 collapsed because it couldn't keep pace with new competition. Online retailers like Shein offered faster trends, cheaper prices, and global accessibility. Forever 21 was weighed down by overexpansion, high rents, and billions in debt. Its bankruptcy is not just the fall of a brand. It's a sign of how culture itself has shifted. Young shoppers no longer see malls as their gathering places. They shop on phones, not in stores. Forever 21's downfall shows how quickly a cultural icon can become irrelevant. Joann, the craft and fabric chain, had a different challenge. During the pandemic, there was a sudden rise in DIY projects. For a short time, Joann became popular again. But this momentum was wasted. Its debts grew, and its management couldn't keep up with the demand or adapt for the long term. Now, Joann has declared bankruptcy, closing stores across the country. It leaves behind loyal customers and creative communities that depended on it for supplies. What was once a haven for creators is now another victim of financial mismanagement. And finally, Walmart, the name that for decades represented unbeatable prices and dominance over small businesses. Walmart changed the face of America by undercutting local shops and expanding into every town. Yet, even Walmart is closing locations. It's still powerful in online retail, but its massive network of physical stores has become a burden. In smaller towns, Walmart closures are devastating. These towns often have no other grocery store, no pharmacy, and no alternative retailer. When Walmart leaves, the community itself struggles to survive. What connects all of these stories is the same pattern: rising debt, shrinking sales, changing customer behavior, and an unforgiving shift toward e-commerce. But behind the numbers is something deeper. These closures represent the erosion of everyday American life. Shopping malls once served as gathering places, pharmacies as safety nets, department stores as cultural touchstones. Their collapse means more than just job losses. It means traditions, lifestyles, and memories are fading. The retail apocalypse of 2025 is a warning. It shows how fragile even the biggest corporations are when they ignore change, pile up debt, and lose touch with the communities they serve. It also shows that no company, no matter how iconic, is too big to fail. The question is not if more closures will come, but how much of America's retail landscape will remain standing once this storm has passed. The fall of these stores is more than a business story. It's a mirror showing how fragile our daily lives can be. What we thought was permanent, what we thought would always be there, is now vanishing, piece by piece. The malls we grew up in, the pharmacies we trusted, the fashion brands that defined generations, all of them are slipping into memory. This is not just about shopping. It's about how quickly the world around us can change without warning. The real question is, if giants like Walmart, Macy's, and Walgreens can stumble, what comes next? Could the collapse of retail be just the beginning of something even bigger? Think about that. And before you go, don't forget to subscribe, because the story isn't over yet, and the next chapter might shock you even more.